Good evening, all. Thank you for joining today's well-being session, Train Like an Athlete, an Emerge program organized by TiE Singapore. Emerge is a curated program to help support startups, SMEs, and small businesses struggling during COVID. Let me introduce our speaker for today, Subba Vaidyanathan. Subba left his executive leadership role after 3 decades to focus on preparing leaders and organizations for a fast changing world through practicing and championing mindfulness. He has 2 decades of experience in running marathons, meditation, yoga, and has researched the ancient texts and contemporary science of the mind. Over to you, Subba.
Thank you, Sudha. Welcome back, everyone, for our second session of Emerge. I'm going to first start with a short intro where there are no slides. Right? We've got so used to working with slides all the time that we always look for the slide and don't kind of find it difficult to connect otherwise. So I just thought we'll start with this. And I wanted to share with you a brief of what we're going to do today. Way back in the year 2008, during the global financial crisis, I was a banker. And it was a time where I not only had the biggest struggle at work, but also I had the biggest struggle in my life because I had lost a lot of my savings during that period of time. At the same time, I was dealing with the biggest crisis at work. And I had to lead hundreds of people during that time while processing the problem that I was dealing with in my life. Thankfully, by the time I arrived at that step, I had 8 years of training in terms of how to manage my mind and how to manage my energy. Today, I'm going to share the magic formula with you. And as part of this formula, I wanted to share that the outcome that I have experienced and people I have worked with have experienced. For me, personally, the last decade, no single day of cough, cold, or fever. And you can understand the value of something like that in the middle of what we are going through, right? So really, my immunity is a reflection of my resilience in my physical sense, mental sense, and emotional sense. And this, mind you, while being a banker and post being a banker, working 7 days a week, like many of you, and 16 hours a day, like many of you. So if I can do it, you can. And today, my idea is to share that formula that I use with all of you. I also wanted to share that I have worked with thousands of people over the years, especially over the last 5 years since I left my corporate life. And there is 80% adoption in terms of what I'm about to share. So it's not complicated. And in the effectiveness of those, 70% of those who have adopted said they have been able to manage stress better. So having made you curious enough, let me now get the slideshow up. Okay, so let me start by saying that stress gives us the opportunity to raise our energy and lift us into super performance. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that is that stress, if you look at these people here, they are all super performers. Simone Biles, maximum number, most medal gymnast in the US. If you take a look at Michael Phelps, the most medaled Olympian, or people in the business world, Christine Lagarde, Jack Dorsey, and of course, Richard Branson. I left a space in the middle, and that was a kind of a way to tell you that that person could be you. No, we are all in the world of selfies, right? So that person could be you. You may think that I am not equipped to be an athlete, that this is too far out to be like Branson or like Jack Dorsey. But I want to say to you today that every one of us can be that person of high energy, right? So it is absolutely possible to be that high energy person that Branson is at 70, or Christine Lagarde is at her age, or Simone Biles has been able to achieve, because each of them has found a way to raise their physical, mental, and emotional energy. Ask any pro athlete or any leader. They have learned to raise their energy under so that they're able to be their best under pressure. The more the pressure you apply, the more they'll be able to raise their performance. And that's what each of us has to learn to do if we have to raise our performance of ourselves and the companies that we have founded or those that we are working for. So that's what today is going to be about. If you look at the stress curve on your right, I want to show that as your resilience grows, the curve moves to the right, this way, right? So as the curve moves to the right, the same point which was your burnout point today becomes your optimal performance point. Why do I say this? I want to demonstrate to you that we don't control the external factors. We don't control what the environment is, what competition does. We don't control even what our teams do or what our clients do and what's happening in their lives, right? Or perhaps your fund, those who have funded you, you don't control any of that. But what you can do is by raising your resilience, be able to deal with higher and higher pressure. And through that is where you will see the growth at work, as a professional, as a founder, or in life. So learn to build your resilience, and here's the formula for it. This is all about you. This has got nothing to do with anyone else. This is not about managing your clients, your customers, or managing your teams, or managing the environment, or beating competition. This is all about you. Okay? Understand the science behind it. Your cognitive brain is the most energy inefficient organ in your body, your prefrontal cortex. 3% of your body weight consuming 20% of your energy. So unless you find a way to raise your energy, you can't solve problems under pressure. You will only panic under pressure. That's why you need to learn to raise your energy. He spoke to you about 5 pillars to raise your energy. I'm going to talk to you about 4, and I'm going to keep the best for the last, which is the 5th. First, R box is the toolkit for you. R for resilience. First R, run. Move your body for energy. Second, refresh. Eat and drink for energy. Third, restore. Sleep to stay sharp. And rebalance, which is learn to manage the mind so that you are able to be your best under pressure. Right? So you've got to do all these 4. You think of the athletes now. They've got to exercise. They've got to eat right. They've got to get enough sleep. And they learn to manage their mind, because that's what separates chalk from cheese, or cheese from chalk, right? That's what separates the pro athlete from everyone else. And all of you are professionals in a different way. And I want you to be able to train your body and your mind like an athlete. That's the way you should be seeing this. Okay? Now, the question that immediately comes up is this. I have no time, Subba. Maybe you're smoking something, and can you just give me the same thing that I would like to smoke that too, so that I can get some extra time in my life or at work? I'm working 7 days a week. I'm working myself out like a dog. There is no time for me to do these 4 things. Well, here's the good news. whatever I'm going to share with you today will take away 0 extra minutes of your day. 0. I literally mean 0. Okay. Why do I say that? I am going to give you 1 and 2 minute routines or activities that you can just integrate with everything else you do so that you don't have any extra demand for time. However, by doing this, you will become more productive so that it will actually give you back time. Okay. So that's the formula that I'm going to share with you. How do you do all of these 4 things without consuming extra time? So are we ready to run? So I'm going to take out the screen share and I'm going to demonstrate to you. Can someone ping me? Maybe you can do that, Sudha, yourself. Can you all see me on screen? Because I'm going to show you what you can do. Fantastic. So what I'm going to show you is the first workout I use every day, irrespective of whether I had time to do anything or not. And I will tell you when you can use this. This is called morning cappuccino, coffee without coffee. So if you are where you are, I would strongly encourage you to join me because I want you to see how the experience of this is. We will send you the resource later. I have the YouTube link which I'll send to you later, but join me right now. Okay, inhale and lift your arms up and back down, up and down, up and down. This is just the warm up. We begin by holding our fists together, standing with our feet hip width apart. Okay, and then we begin with inhale and exhale. You throw your breath out through your nose very actively, as much as you throw your arms down very actively. Now, don't just look at me, follow me, join me. Okay, throw the breath out and throw your arms down. Okay, this is the first step. We're going to do it 30 times. But yeah, as you can see here, you just go flow nice and easy. And then from here, combine this with a jump. Drop your head down so that your blood goes to your head. Drop your arms down, close your eyes and stay there for 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. And come up. Are you guys feeling energized? I just want to see the chat. Super energized. So this, what I do, I either use this in the morning or I use it before an important meeting. It gives me tremendous focus before any important meeting. Just 30 of these and I'm great. I'm a bit out of breath because I've done this multiple times today. Okay, now the second one. It's called the spinal twist, but we do this by moving from side to side and by tapping our back up and down while we move. Why do we tap our back? We do this to release pressure from our shoulders and shoulder blades. Why do we do that? Because that's how the tension accumulates when you keep working on computers. You will see how much it releases your back. 80% of the people at work have a back, neck, or shoulder issue. So let's begin. Keep your arms out. Join me again. In and out. Throw your breath out as you tap at the back. Tap the back. I'm tapping one on the back, on the top, and the other on the hip at the bottom, right? Upper back, lower back. Again, we do this 30 times. That's it. Okay? So as you can see, between the two, we've taken 2.5 minutes. And you know that you have 2.5 minutes that you can spare. You wait for meetings to start. People don't show up on time. You wait for meetings to end. They're really boring. You have some time slot between meetings. Before you start an important meeting, get this done. Okay? So I'm going to give you one more practice, which is for the spine. Very simple. And this is called my table push-ups. There's a table at the bottom, which you may or may not see, but look at me. Down, just 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I drop my hip down, arch my back, and look up. That's it, people. This is all it will take for you to do every day. Can we do this? Yeah, isn't it? Just simple, high impact, high performance, right? You will see the impact of this as we go along. As you keep trying it, just do it for 20 days. Anyone who has been to my program says, this is the best thing that you taught us, right? They do this first thing in the morning, just before they take a shower. Okay. I will send you the links later. Food. Now, this is complex, but I'm going to simplify all the diets for you in the next slide. Only 3 questions you need to ask yourself about food. First, whatever is on your plate, and do this once a day is enough, because other times you may find it difficult. Ask this one question: why am I eating this? There are only 3 reasons we consume food. We consume food for pleasure. You may say, there's only one reason I eat food, only pleasure. But I'm asking you to think beyond that. Think of nutrition and think of energy, right? So food is one way we consistently abuse our body. I want you to shift that and start asking yourself at least one meal a day, what is on my plate? Why is it on my plate? Is it giving me energy? Is it giving me nutrition? Or is it giving me pleasure? What's your relationship with the food that you're consuming? The second, if there is an imbalance in your body, reflect on that imbalance. Each of our bodies are different. So certain foods may work for people in your family, but may not work for you. May work for your colleagues, may not work for you. So it's not one food for all. It doesn't work that way. And there are 3 imbalances which, not addressed, they become a disease. If not addressed, become a chronic condition. If not addressed, I don't want to go there. Okay? So it's bloating, it's burning, and it's heaviness. So think of which food bloats you. I am given to bloating, and high protein food normally bloats me. That's why I'm very careful to moderate that down. I know which food bloats me. I either exclude it or I moderate it. Ask yourself if that happens to you too. Burning or acidity. If that is the case, you need to eat frequently. You also need to be careful about spicy and oily food. Simple stuff. But just reflect that if someone else is doing it, you don't have to do it, unless that's the imbalance you're experiencing. Heaviness. Heaviness comes if you eat oily food, dairy, or heavily cooked food. So just think about these things Try to moderate them. Again, I'll send you a link with some resources for this. Most important, only one addiction I want you to be aware of, and that is sugar. Just think of sugar addiction and be careful whether it's sugar in water or sugar by itself in different foods. Just mind that addiction. If you address these three, your food will give you energy and nutrition so that you can raise your performance like an athlete. Sleep. Sleep is not because we just need rest. Today, not just work competes with sleep, Netflix competes with sleep, Apple TV competes with sleep. You have a lot of competition for sleep, right? YouTube competes with sleep, WhatsApp competes with sleep, emails compete with sleep. But sleep is important for you to be able to process problems in your head. That's why, again, think of an athlete. Athletes are always told before an important match, before an important race, to rest well. So think of those important meeting days and think of whether you're able to get enough sleep and quality sleep. I'll send you a link for this, but more important than that, I'm going to give you a 2-minute way to get a quick nap wherever you are, whenever you want, even if you did not get a good sleep at night. Let's do that now. So just sit down comfortably and take your attention to your chin, point it slightly downwards so that your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Take your attention now to your right palm, your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder, moving down your right side to your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle, your right foot. Your left palm, wrist, elbow, shoulder, left hip, left knee, ankle, left foot. Top of your head, back of your head, back of your neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, moving forward to your abdomen, your chest, your neck, your face, the whole of your left side, the whole of your right side, the whole body. Just stay there relaxed, nice and easy for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, let go, and open your eyes. What we did is sufficient for you to do at any time during the day. Any time. Right? So if you feel tired, do this rather than reach for a cup of coffee or Coke. This will focus you and make you sharper than anything else can. I want to move forward with the last of today, the fourth. I know this is the last. There's one more after this, right? The fifth. I'll talk about that after we finish the fourth. That's rebalance. For those of you who are from India, Captain Cool is someone that we know as someone who's really cool under the highest pressure. And yet we think that managing our mind should come after we retire. Don't you think Federer, Dhoni, all of them have shown us why managing the mind is most important when we are active, whether it's in sport or at work. If we don't learn to manage our mind, we cannot be our best under pressure. How can we grow our business while we are burning out on the inside? How can we make our best decisions under pressure? How can we negotiate well or smartly, thinking on your feet, if you're not cool under pressure? That's where mindfulness comes in. And it's a very simple piece of work. You just need to focus on the breath. And today I'm going to tell you how you could do it. Simple process, right? Anything on the chat that I need to know? Okay. Sudha, can you watch that for me and ask me anything that comes up if I need to interrupt and answer it? So let's begin again. Yeah, thank you, Sudha. Just sit down, relaxed. Again, chin pointed downwards. You can keep your eyes open or closed, that's up to you. First, start with 3 normal breaths. 3 normal breaths. Breathe up and down through the center, through your spine. Now, soften your breath till the breath is only a sensation. You don't hear your breath. With every progressive breath, make it even more softer until the breath is almost still. Now keep your attention on your chest and observe the movements in your chest with every breath, with every soft breath. Just stay there. Before you take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Are you guys feeling calmer now and more stable now than when we started? You can just post it on the chat. It just took us 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all that it took us. Right? Are you with me? So what is my stress to super performance prescription? My prescription is to do all 4 every single day. Every morning, get up and run, just like I showed you. Just spend 3 minutes on it. Before any critical meeting, use your morning cappuccino. At dinner or at lunch or at breakfast, 1 meal a day, ask yourself what is on my plate and why am I eating this? Will it give me the energy I need for today or for tomorrow? Will it cause any imbalance in me? That's it. Only 2 questions. Maybe the third, is there some addiction hidden there? Third, take a nap whenever you feel exhausted. Right? 2-minute nap, just like we did. And of course, at night, after you lie down in bed, so no extra time, you can do the same process that we did. Rebalance. Recently, someone told me I had such a rough morning that at lunchtime I did this practice. I felt so good in the afternoon. You can also use it when you feel under pressure. So this is your stress to super performance prescription. So where is that fifth pillar? The fifth pillar is the reason for you to do the four. When I ran my first marathon, I was 40 years old. And I walked into my office of a friend who was also running the marathon with me. Behind his office was a huge poster which had many reasons not to run the marathon. And I was looking at, why is this staring at me? And all the way, when you go down the poster, and when I kept reading, and at the bottom it said, but you just need to have one reason to run the marathon. Now, each and every one of you are either founders of a business or on the management team of a business, or are starting off with your career. You need to find out why you need to raise your stress to super performance. How is that connected with your life and your work, with your career and your business, with your teams and your family? And if you can find that magic, that is the most important, and that is your fifth pillar. To me, the reason why at my age I can still be strong and train like an athlete is because just during the times of COVID, I have been around 5,000 people and I am able to share this with them. To me, my ability to share it with them can only happen if I can be an athlete. And that's the meaning that connects, that's the meaning that drives me to do these four every single day. What is your meaning? That's your fifth pillar. Thank you very much for being with me today. I hope you found this useful and energizing. If you have any questions, we have run out of time, but I can still answer them. Okay. Sudha says no question. Tendulkar was also very good. That's right. Thank you, Sudha. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you, Subha. That was very interesting and it was fun. Very different from the previous session. Thank you once again for joining us today. Please do sign up for Emerge to get free access to all our programs and be eligible for free general membership with TiE Singapore. I've provided the links in the chat. Our next well-being session's topic is Stay Connected While Distanced by Subha. See you all on Jan 20th, 5:30 p.m. I'll be launching the poll. Please do provide your feedback on the session.
Happy New Year to all of you. Stay energized. Thank you, Jawahar. Welcome back to Singapore, George. Hey, Sampa, lovely to see you again. Hey, Guru, great to see you too. Pramod, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Arun. Yes. We keep it short and sharp. Thank you, Jaratnam. Now that you're feeling refreshed, you know how simple it is, right? To feel that refresh energy.
Thank you, everyone. See you all again in the next session. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.